with Octagon, obviously, I said like, I knew a bit of the story, but I never knew the whole TV shows in Asia, the Rich Franklin stuff, and like I never knew one championship was the goal. That's what you wanted to do, and that's where you wanted to be. And now you come back to Europe and you understand you got to make it on this stage. Like for me, you said it. Octagon is by far the biggest show in Europe. Like by far, I've been with them a couple of years now. They're selling out arenas all over Europe now, including Germany and obviously Czech Republic and Slovakia. Now they just come to the UK and it will build from there as well. Yeah. But the reason for me, I think Octagon's so special is because of the people behind it. And again, most people that get in or used to get into MMA were like drug dealers that liked a bit of fighting. I'll put on an MMA show. I've got a bit of money. They do, they weren't professionals that wanted to get involved. And we had so many of these events pop up, and it might be cleaning money or doing whatever.
And then they disappear.
And then they disappear. They do 3 events. They'd get the high of putting on an event and being the big man, and they disappear. And obviously we've got the stand ones like Cage Warriors and all that sort of stuff, and we can go into where their money comes from, but I probably shouldn't put that on the internet. And then we find Pavel and Andre. And Pavel comes from a production background, has a production company, high end, all that sort of stuff. So understands the TV industry, understands like production value, which is what I think we've missed in Europe. Like even like talk about Cage Warriors, great event and looks good on UFC Fight Pass, but when you come to like the high level production value, it's nothing. And we had it with Bama a little bit.
Why does no fighter speak on the mic after a Cage Warriors fight? You know how much that does my head in, lad. I'm watching sick fight and I go, I wonder what he's going to say afterwards. Next fight.
Because they're just racking them out because they just see it like it's almost they're not a show, it's a sport to them, which is fine. But then Andre comes along, so Pavel comes along. I don't know if you know how Octagon started, but the idea was it was a TV show. So they started with Octagon Challenge. So Pavel come in and was like, I want to make a TV show about fight sports. They made Octagon Challenge, which we just had. You just been a part of the UK one, right? Yeah. So that was the first thing with it, and they kind of hired Andre because Andre was the face, because he's like the celebrity in the Czech Republic. And he was a commentator on all of the fight sports. He was traveling for all the boxing, for everything, and in Czech. And then he got involved and was the face. They did this whole big TV show and they had this big event at the end of it, like we've just had. And then Pavel was like proud, made the series, great. And Andre was like, well, when's the next one? He's like, no, I just wanted to make a TV show. He's like, no, when's the next event? We've got to have another event. He's like, no. And Andre was the one that pushed them to start making events. And now they come from a very professional place where they're like TV producers, celebrities. It's a very different thing, right? And they really think about telling the story you've got, and not just, it's not all about just the fight. And then we do the stage to the cage, we just had all that stuff. So for me, I think that's why Octagon, I mean, I'm heavily invested. Obviously, I commentate for the show. I have seen tens of thousands of events over the last 17 years I've been involved in MMA. And there is not an event on the planet like Octagon. Even when it comes to UFC now, the UFC is like, I think the UFC, when I was in the UFC 10 years ago, was like what Octagon's like now. Close-knit family of people super passionate about the sport. It didn't become this big company. UFC is now every week. Boom, boom,
commercialized, isn't it?
It's commercialized. So it's become a big company thing. So I think Octagon have got something super special where even the guy that mops the floor, I don't know if his Instagram is like Octagon Mop G or something, and he loves his job, like loves it. Everyone loves to be a part of this thing because it's a real special moment, and I think that's because of the owners and everything else. So I think it's by far the biggest event we've got, and I think having you a part of it's great. But then we come down to what happened at the weekend. Obviously, we're like, it's Monday today or Sunday today, whenever it's Sunday, isn't it? The event was yesterday. Sunday today, the event was yesterday. You were supposed to fight on it. And we just heard your amazing story about I hate the police and all the things that happened to you, them kicking your mum's door down, all this crap. And they highlight that, they see that, and they put you up against a policeman, right? Which comes along because how did that start, that rivalry?
So, for those who don't know, Yada the Garda Boconi, the little sausage, he was supposed to fight me in Prague. When I fought Jan Malach, I was supposed to fight Boconi. Boconi sat with the contract for 2-3 weeks. He was talking shit online. He was speaking in all the Czech media about me and the Slovakian media. They were all publishing mad fucking posts about me, and I'm getting people to translate them so I can see him slagging me. And then it was weird. He just was like, nah, I'm not fighting him. Jan Malach stepped in. 4 weeks later, we fought. And then obviously that's when I got on the mic and called them out, because I was like, you can't speak about me but refused to fight me. If you don't want to fight me, just don't speak about me then. It's all good. I'll move on from you. So then, I don't know, maybe he wanted to have a longer camp to prepare for me. Maybe he wanted more money. I can't tell you that side. But then obviously Manchester's come around and he said, yeah, I will fight him. And obviously, as everyone's seen, he shit his pants on fight day, lad.
Well, I think I'll get more into it. You can say that you did that and that's fine. But if anyone who maybe didn't see it at the weekend, Octagon Manchester, Octagon 48, you guys were supposed to fight. All this build-up come around, like the criminal versus the policeman, all this stuff, like beautifully done, a lot of promotion. You guys were going to head up the undercard. It was going to be a big, big thing. And then at the weigh-ins, you guys come together and you kick him, right? With all, like he goes to hit you and you kick him.
Yeah.
And now he's saying, and the doctor's saying, and it's been checked multiple times, that there's something wrong with his rib or his stomach or whatever. So the fight got cancelled.
Yeah.
So it's like, we can say he pussied out, we can say he didn't want to do it, however you want to put it. They're saying that the action of you kicking him at the weigh-ins is the because it wasn't even the show weigh-ins, it was the actual weigh-ins, right?
This is the craziest thing. I've never done a face-off dehydrated.
Yeah,
That's the first time ever in my career. I was like, are these going to face us off while we're dehydrated? I'm thinking, what if he hits me? I'll probably die. I'm about 7 kilos dry, just sitting there like, oh my God. But yeah, we faced off. And I said, don't let him I don't mind getting close, but just don't let him touch me, because if he touches me, we're going to fight. Lad, you know it yourself, when you come so close to the fight, you're a day out from the fight, you're just in kill mode. You're ready to kill your opponents. It's kill or be killed. I don't know, we come close and he hits me. I don't know, I'm just thinking like survival instinct mode. So I'm saying, I don't mind coming close and doing the face-off, but if he touches me, I'm going to defend myself. And that's just how I am, lad. I said that to Pavel as soon as we faced off. If you watch, he comes head to head with me and I push him away. And then he comes again and like headbutts me. I pushed him again and now I've got my guard up. And if you look at his lead hand, he goes to throw a punch. And as he extends his arm, I just left kicked him. And let me tell you, if you've seen the fight before this, I'm an expert at finding livers. I hit him right on the liver. Yeah. I know I hit him on the liver. I felt it with my shin. It was all liver. Yeah. If you see my first fight in Octagon when I fought Lima, I dislocated my ribs for that fight, bro. I was bedbound for 6 weeks. For 2 weeks of the camp, after 6 weeks in bed, I trained. And even then, I couldn't train properly. You know, when you get hit on your ribs and your ribs are dislocated or fractured, you drop like a sack of shit. I was on the floor, keeled over for half an hour, like, get an ambulance,